basically what I'm going to show you here is how I got this textured effect of the wood. What it is it's insulating styrofoam for putting inside the houses between the drywall. Here I've got another piece. What I did is I went ahead and cut out the shape I wanted. Basically what I'm going for is like a couple of planks of wood. I took a Dremel and gouged out these lines here, and then for a little bit more texturing, I took an abrasive sponge and went over the edges like that. And what I went ahead and did, if you've noticed, if you bought any of this insulating foam, is it comes with a bit of plastic sheeting to protect it. I went ahead and removed that because I wanted the spray paint to go ahead and texture this more. And if you watch, or if you look, I didn't gouge out lines very thick. I just did thin lines like right here. And if you look, when I put the spray paint on it, a lot of people will tell you don't use spray paint on foam because what it does is it eats it away. But you can use this for some texturing effects because if you watch, it starts to eat it away instantly. And I went ahead and got leather gloss and pretty much just dusting it. And where I want it to eat away more and being more detailed. And yeah, you might want to wear a mask. I'm used to the smell of spray paint and paint, but you might want to go ahead and use a mask if you're not used to the fumes. You're not supposed to be breathing it in anyways. But as you can see, it's giving it that textured look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of coats so that it'll go through, eat away at the foam. It'll also give me a protective layer for the rest of the foam. Alright, there you go. Pretty much done with these sides. I've got the look that I'm going for. Then I'm going to be flipping these over as soon as they're dry and doing the same thing to the other side. You'll probably see this on my next video where I'm going to show you the finished product. This is going to be my haunt sign. You can also use the same effect for old fence boards if you want them, for like your graveyard or whatever, because the thickness of the foam is about as thick as you'd want for fence boards anyways, and it's a lot cheaper than the lumber that you would use to make fence boards. You can use different colors, whatever. You can also do the same effect to age or texture tombstones if you're making tombstones. So, yeah, if you take a look, there's some different places where I'm going to go in with acrylic paint, like within the grooves, touch up with a little bit of black acrylic, and maybe tea stain that a little bit by spraying some water in with a spray bottle. Like right here, where it's already eaten away, it's pulled back the paint, and it's showing the foam. So I'm just going to cover that up with a little bit of acrylic paint, because I don't want it to eat away anymore. This stuff really eats the foam, and I really like the texture that it does. So, there you go. Okay, this red blob textured stuff is actually letters for my haunt sign, because instead of cutting out the foam to make the letters, I went ahead and used expanding foam to kind of give it that bubbling lettered texture, and went ahead and spray painted them red. The expanding foam, just so you know, I don't know if you're used to using the expanding foam or not, but this doesn't get eaten up as much as regular styrofoam, and that's because when it shoots out of the can, it actually has this film protectant. I don't know if it's made for this foam or if it was intentional when they developed it. I'm actually going to have to look that up, but if you look at it, when it comes out of the can, like this, here's the tip of it. This is dry, so I don't really care. There's actually, well, you're not going to be able to see that, but there's a film that comes out with it as it expands, and it's kind of plasticky. If you take some expanding foam, give me a second, let me pull this apart. You might be able to see, let it focus. Nope, it's not going to show you. See how it's kind of got that gloss look? If you look at it after it's been ripped away, yeah, it's not going to show up on the camera. There's too much of a glare. But it's a different texture, and that plasticky stuff kind of protects it from being eaten away. So that's why these turned out a little bit different than the foam did that I was spray painting earlier, texturing it. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get these attached to my haunt sign. And I'm also going to be, there's going to be a hand that's got claws on it that's going to be on the sign too. So anyways, just wanted to show you that as well.